Hi my Polygon primitives, it's your 3D girl AB, and today I am going to go over the basic tools of Blender. So here we have the famous default cube. Am I going to use it? No, I'm going to do what any professional Blender 3D artist will do, delete it. After I delete it, I can add a new cube by pressing Shift A, go into Mesh, and pressing Cube. So here I have a new cube. I'm going to go over tools that usually appear after add cube or whatever other primitive you can add, but as you can see here, nothing is shown. That is because I am in object mode. So to come out of object mode, I can go up here and go to edit mode, or I can just press tab. So now I'm in edit mode, and as you can see here, different tools show up here. To make the tools disappear or come out, I can press T, they disappeared. I can press it again, they reappeared, and I can bring them out so that you can actually read what they are. So first, let's start with extrude. So I'm going to click on extrude, and I'm going to go to my face mode, select just one face, and to extrude, I can just pull up, let go, pull up again, and the face just keeps extruding. I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo that. And now I'm going to go to Inset Faces. So to inset face, I already have a face here selected. I can click anywhere on the circle and bring it in or bring it out. And the face is inset. And then if I want to, I can go back to Extrude, bring it up or bring it down. I'm going to undo that. Now I'm going to go to Bevel. So to show bevel, I'm going to go to edge mode. These edges are already selected. I'm going to pull out. And as you can see, the edges are now being beveled. I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo that. And now there is loop cut. So with loop cut, I can select anywhere I want. For example, here. After I click, you can see a new loop is formed in the center. I can make another loop here, make another loop here, and continue to make loops, and it will center itself wherever I click. So now I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo all of that. So now I'm going to show you the knife tool. So I'm going to click on the knife tool. I can zoom in, select anywhere I want to cut. So for example, let me go to my edge mode. So I can select this vertex right here. Select this vertex right here, click, press enter, and as you can see, I made a new edge. I'm going to click out of it so that you can see the edge clearer. I can go back to the knife tool, select this vertex, then select this one, press enter, and I've made two new edges. Now I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo. Click out of it so nothing is selected. So the next tool is the Poly Build tool. Now the Poly Build tool is more for retopology, and I'm not going to show it in this video, so I'm going to move on and I'm going to show the Spin tool. So the Spin tool can be used if you want to curve your polygon primitive. I'm not going to demonstrate it using the cube, so I'm going to go back to Select Box, going to go to Object Mode, and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to press Shift A, and I'm going to bring in a cylinder. I'm going to go back to Edit Mode. I'm going to press 1 to go to my front view. Now, for the Spin tool to work, it's usually best to have your pivot point at a corner. This is a cylinder, so technically it doesn't have a corner, but I'm going to use this area right up here to be my corner. So I'm going to go back to Object Mode, and I'm going to move this cylinder down, and then I'm going to move it to the left so that the pivot point can be at the corner. So it's not exactly at the corner, so let me move it just a little bit more. That should be good enough. Now I'm going to go back to my edit mode and I'm going to press my spin. Now spin, you can spin it if you look up here in the x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis. I'm going to choose y-axis. So here you can see the 2 plus signs. I'm going to go to my face mode, select this top face here, then I'm going to press 1, and again I'm spinning in the y-axis. I'm going to move this plus sign, and there is a curve made. So I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo that, and while zoomed out I'm going to show it so that you can see it clearer. And there you can see the curve is adding more geometry, and then I can go to extrude and bring this out, and there you can see I use the spin tool to make a nice curve right there. Now I'm going to undo this, and now I'm going to show the smooth tool. So I'm going to go to my vertex mode, and I'm going to use loop cut and add some loops here. So I'm going to select some vertices here. With the smooth tool I'm going to either pull it out or in, and as you can see the vertices are starting to flatten. I'm going to pull it out some more. So I just select random vertices, but for example if I undo that, and let's say for whatever reason I want these vertices here to make a square and I want those to be flattened, I can pull them out, continue to pull them out, and the vertices are starting to flatten. Now I'm going to go back to object mode and I'm going to delete that sphere. I'm going to press Shift A and I'm going to bring in a cube. I'm going to go back to edit mode, and now I'm going to show the edge slide tool, but before I do that I'm going to use loop cut and add an edge right there. Now I'm going to go back to edge slide, and with edge slide selected I'm going to pull, and as you can see the edge is sliding. I can go right or left and choose where I want the edge to go. Going to undo that. Now I'm going to go to shrink flatten. So shrink flatten is a good way if you want to shrink some faces. The better way for me to show it is with a cylinder. Go back to object mode, delete that, Shift A, bring in the cylinder, go back to edit mode. I'm going to take loop cut, make a loop right there, make a loop right there, make a loop right there. I'm going to go back to shrink flatten, but before I do, in face mode, I'm going to hold on to Alt, select one of the faces, and all the faces around is being selected in this row. And now I'm going to press shrink flatten, and as you can see, as I pull out and pull in, it's shrinking without becoming larger or smaller. So the faces are remaining the same size while going in and out. Now I'm going to show you shear. So before I show you shear, I'm going to select the face up top and I'm going to press rotate and rotate it. So as you can see, I'm rotating it, but it's deforming sort of right here. So I'm going to undo that and I'm going to press 1 and I'm going to press shear. So with shear now, for example, I can move it here and rotate, and as you can see, as I rotate, it's not deforming. Now, last but not least, I'm going to show you rip region. So rip region you can use if you want to separate by vertex or by edge to make there be an opening. So I'm going to go to edge, select this edge right here, and with rip region selected, I'm going to pull out, and as you can see, you can actually see inside the polygon primitive. I can select another edge, pull it out, same thing. It's almost like I made a door, and you can see inside. So those are the basic tools of Blender.